Hey, everybody. Hope you've had a great day. My name is Kim Dahnke. I am the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor, and I could not be more excited to be here with y'all tonight as we learn how to use the recipe library, which is one of our most awesome tools in our Shibboleth website. And then we're going to learn how to make a grocery list too. When you hop on here, please say hello. Let me know that you are here. I'm getting myself up on this Facebook so I can see that. There we go. If you are on Facebook, please take a second to say hello. Click that share button for me. You know what the share button does? The share button is free to you to click, but it really does help us. But what our real hope is that people can see that they have options, that they've got options for weight loss and health purposes that does not include spending thousands of dollars on all the things that you can spend thousands of dollars on. We can do this with food. We can do this with a community. We can do this with encouraging each other and some behavior modification tools and putting forth some self-discipline. But really, it's a management system, and that's what I love about it so very, very much. So, hey, Beth, I'm glad you're with me on Facebook. And hey, Shannon. Now, Shannon, your last name is Manley. Are you related to Betsy by chance? I always like to put people together. Let's see, over in the Zoom room. Hey, Chris. Hey, Teresa, Angelia. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Jimmy. And Amy Bell. Hey there. And Julie. Julie from Indiana. I invited more friends to join us. So I'm hanging out with y'all again tonight. I love it, Julie. Thank you. Thank you for encouraging your friends. Okay, Shannon. I've got a friend named Betsy Manley, and I didn't know if you were related to her in some way. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. Hey, Nancy, if you are not a Shibboleth member, this is the things I want you to keep in mind. One, the first class is always free. We want you to see what we're all about. We hope that what you see and what you hear is something that you want to be a part of. And it's wonderful. I know that I personally lost 50 pounds and I have been maintaining that for 2 years. And it's just been a real blessing in my life to now have some standards to live by each day. And I only have to do it one day at a time. Then I wake up and do it the next day. I don't have to be worried about next week or next month or next year. I just do it today. I wake up and I do it again. And it's awesome. But if you would like to get a membership and you are not a member, right now it's $99 for a year. That is it. I mean, that is so minimal. $99 for a year. So you can get that at www.shibbolethdeals.com. Shibbolethdeals.com. Hey, Eloise. Eloise over on Facebook from Tallahassee, Florida. She is down 43 pounds since May 21st. Way to go. Way to go, Eloise. That is awesome. That is awesome. And since I know this about Eloise, and I don't think she'd mind me sharing, but she had COVID and was pretty sick. And her doctor told her that if she hadn't lost some of that weight, that she might not be here. So that was a confirmation that getting rid of excess weight off your body is good for your health. It's not just good for the way that you look in the mirror or the way you feel about yourself. It's good for your health. So awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to go to the fast track laps. Now, if you are brand new and you are just getting started, to get fast track, really, if you just got started, all you got to do is click on your welcome email. It takes you directly to fast track. But if your welcome email has gone down into the abyss of emails, when you log into your account, fast track should be popping up for new people. But if you are not a brand new member and you are trying to get restarted on the Shibboleth lifestyle, just click dashboard at the very, very top. And there'll be fast track. Now, most of you who've been around a while, like me, when I click on dashboard, my instructors page comes up, but look right here to the left, there's fast track. So if you're not new, you just have to click on fast track. But we're going to be looking at lap 4 today. And lap 4 is about grocery lists and how to add foods to a grocery list and how to add recipes to a grocery list. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we're going to add some foods from the food library to a grocery list. Hey, Travis. Travis is with us over on Facebook. So glad you're here. Hey, Travis, if you don't mind, would you type in shibbolethdeals.com? Because I just told the non-members about our website. Okay, so we're going to add a food item from the food library to the grocery list. And we had an upgrade recently. So now you can create a grocery list straight from the button in the food library. So what I'd like to do is I would like to have at least 3. I want y'all to tell me 3 foods that you want me to look up. So we're going to look up the food. We're going to check it out in the food library, and then we're going to add it to the grocery list. So the first 3 that I see either on Facebook or, thank you, Travis, or in the Zoom room, y'all go ahead and tell me 3 foods. Because I like to see what y'all want me to look at. It does help us all to find new things. And don't be shy. Okay, pistachios. Okay, we're going to look up pistachios first. And I'm going to click right here. That is going to take me to the food library. And I'm simply going to use, now we went over the food library last night, but this will help us dig in a little bit more. Okay, we got pistachios and salmon. Then I'm looking for one more. So right here in the search bar, I'm going to type in pistachios. And I got sweet potatoes. Okay, so those are the 3 I'm going to do. All right. Okay, so pistachios returned with 1 result. Now, what I want you to see, if it had returned with more results, you'd have a list there, but pistachios came up with 1 result. Now, if I had typed in pistachio, I might have gotten some more, but we're specifically looking for pistachios, so I left it there. Eloise, awesome. Hey, Eloise, we'll look at some dips in the recipe library. That'll be awesome. So when you're looking at this listing here, it gives you the name that we looked up. In the blue box, this is the weight loss meter. Now, we talked about the weight loss meter last night, and that is just another way for us to categorize foods. So we all have the categories, but then within each category, some foods are better for weight loss than others. And so the weight loss meter can help you determine that. Pistachios are a -2 on the weight loss meter. That's pretty good for nuts. Now you can see I have hearted that one, meaning I like pistachios, and it moved into my favorites list, my personalized favorites list. 157 other people have said they like pistachios too. Now, if I don't need to open up the listing for pistachios, I just flat out know I want to add it to my grocery list. I can just click right there. And then I can choose a grocery list from previous, or I can just do a new one. I'm going to do a new one, and we're going to shop at Kroger. And then I'm going to pick the date. I'm just going to do today, and I just click add. Boom. It added it to my grocery list, which is awesome. Now, when you are no longer working through Fast Track, your grocery lists are going to be found right here in this green button called Resources, Foods, and Recipes. That's where you'll find the grocery list. So I'm gonna go ahead and click right here. Angelia says, I'm home cooking for a special devotional for tomorrow, and I'm making taco soup and decorating a cake, and I'm learning how to eat healthy, LOL. Yes, I'll be taking a holiday tomorrow. Thankfully, we can do that. That's awesome. So you got a picture of pistachios. I'm going to give it a 5-star rating because I like to rate our foods. There's that -2 on the weight loss meter and so forth. This is the same information basically that you saw in that little listing earlier, but I really like to see the category. This is a category 6 superfood, and it's also a gluten-free product, and that helps folks that need to stay away from gluten. Approved portion, see description for details. Sometimes it tells you right there, sometimes it doesn't. See this little red button right here, find it on Amazon? That means that if you purchase it from Amazon using our link, Shibboleth will get 2 to 4 cents on the dollar back. And just let me tell you, if you click that button and then you decide not to put pistachios in your cart, but then you throw some sheets in there, we'll get credit for the sheets. So it does help the ministry if you at least click through our website to get to Amazon. All right, down below, it says description, lowest calorie nut by volume. So that's why it had a more negative weight loss meter than some others. 3 handfuls in the shell or 1 handful out of the shell are a snack. And this is a 0 on the weight loss meter. 5 handfuls as a meal in the shell or 3 handfuls out of the shell as a meal is a -1 on the weight loss meter. How can something be different on the weight loss meter? Well, it's also dependent upon how you're using it. Snacks aren't that great for weight loss, but they'll work using the right one. So yeah, Chris, cool. I'm glad you figured that out tonight. Always learning something new on these webinars. So that's why this went to a 0 on the weight loss meter, just because snacks aren't that great for weight loss. So the weight loss meter is also dependent upon how you're using the item. And then as a coach mode meal, which we showed coach mode meals last night, you may have 2 handfuls out of the shell or 4 handfuls in the shell as a -2 weight loss meter meal. If you scroll down a little bit more, if there were any recipes linked, it'd be showing right there. And look, a lot of people have said they can buy these things at all of these stores. This is member entered data. And so if you want to add a store, you can click right there and add a store for the products that you get. All right, so now we're going to look up salmon. Salmon. Okay, so I looked up salmon. It returned with 33 results. So any food item that has the word salmon in it is going to pull up. So I'm pretty sure that we're looking for just regular salmon. So we're going to click salmon right there. But look, as a quick look, you can see salmon. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. I'm going to go ahead and heart that because I like salmon. 179 other people have liked it. And if I wanted to add it directly to my grocery list from here, I could do that. But I'm going to show you how to do that from inside the salmon listing. Okay, so I'm gonna give it 5-star rating. So this is a category 1 lean protein. All fish, light fish, dark fish, all fish is a category 1 lean protein. All the other critters that live in water, whether or not they have a shell, they go over in shellfish. But all fish is in category 1 lean protein. It's also a gluten-free product. Your approved portion is 4 to 6 ounces for ladies, 6 to 8 ounces for men. And then if you come down here, there's more description that you can read. I love reading these descriptions. These descriptions are like knowledge. You know, you're on a nutritional adventure. These are little golden nuggets. These are the little golden nuggets of knowledge that help you really internalize food and its importance and how it works in your body, because it really is what keeps us functioning every day, eating the right, in a good way, the right foods. So we want to know as much as we can. So feel free to read that description. I'm not going to read it tonight, but it's there. And then look, there's a bunch of recipes there that got salmon included in the name or tagged with salmon. And then obviously you got lots of places you can buy salmon. So down there. Now let's look up sweet potatoes. Oh, before I do that, I want to show you, see right here, this green button, it looks like a list. That's how you could add it to your grocery list. So what you can do from this pop-up is you can create a new list. And once that list is already created, you just choose it from that top drop-down menu. So I just added it to my Kroger list. Now I'm going to look up sweet potato. Okay, so it returned with 3 results because there's sweet potato in this Alexia Artisan sweet potato rolls, beatnik organic chili and sweet potatoes, and sweet potato. Now look at this, 0 on the weight loss meter, 0 on the weight loss meter, and the 0 on the weight loss meter. Now I have a feeling I know why. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to see what category this is. Yep, category 3, energy carb. Okay, category 3, energy carb. Ding, ding, ding. I hope that y'all have your minds trained to set your favorite category 3s and your favorite category 5 fruits for your mind to go ding, ding, ding. Then you just reverse engineer your meal. Start with the 3. I want a sweet potato. Then you go, I need to eat that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. What's the lean protein that I want with this sweet potato tonight? You make a choice. What's the fibrous carb that I want with this sweet potato tonight? You make a choice, and then you have a meal, and it would look like this. Sweet potatoes, about right there. I'm going to use chicken breast and green beans. It's a classic family plate, and it will neutralize the insulin release from the sweet potato. So that's brilliant. It's also gluten-free. We've seen 3 gluten-free products right now, which is great. So 1/4 cup is your approved amount because that's what's going to fit right here. Also, at 1/4 of a cup, you didn't overeat sweet potatoes. And so, yes, you had a little blood sugar elevation, and yes, your pancreas secreted insulin, but not so much that it couldn't be dealt with by eating a lean protein and a fibrous carb with it to neutralize that insulin release. If we come down below, you get some more description for that. And then there's a couple of recipes that include sweet potato. And then obviously you can buy sweet potatoes at just about every grocery store. So we'll go ahead and show you that. And then let's say I want to add this to my grocery list. Well, I created that Kroger one just a minute ago, so we're going to do that. All right, so now that I have done that, I am going to simply go back to Fast Track and check that box off. I have done that action item. So the next 2 things we're actually going to do simultaneously. So we're going to familiarize ourselves with the recipe library. When I hover my mouse over this action task, that black box pops up. That black box is your instructions for how to do that. Like, is there anything special I need to know about this? Why am I doing this task? So you're going to search the recipe library for your favorites. We're going to look for some dips for Eloise. This is a database built by our Shibboleth family. As you are exploring, please heart each recipe that you think you might like to try. Hearting the recipe adds it to your personal favorites, which can be found in your My Journal tab or the My Favorites tab in the recipe library. So I'm going to click here. I already have this linked to the recipe library, but if you're not in Fast Track, again, you're going to access the recipe library from this green button. It's going to be one of your absolute favorite tools. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when we come to this recipe library page is I just want you to know the layout of this page. Well, you see these beautiful images here that are pictured in our recipe library. And you can see that when you hover your mouse over the picture, you get what that recipe is. Spinach chips, Martha's fresh pumpkin pie. How appropriate that would be for coming up. I'm going to right click that and click open a new link. We'll have a look at that in a second. The reason that I right clicked that and opened that in a new link, I mean, I could have written down Martha's fresh pumpkin pie, but right clicking and opening in a new link is just easier. But the reason I do that is because once I pop off of this page and I come back, these images have changed. So anything that I am interested in opening up, I just right click it and open it in a new link. So we've got, what do we have here? Greek baked fish with roasted tomatoes and onions, Southwestern chipotle chicken spaghetti squash, sugar-free homemade jam, hot chocolate muffin in a mug, butternut squash casserole, and lemon basil shrimp and zucchini noodles. So if you like any of those, you can right click them and open them up in a new link. That way you have access to them because it's going to change when you come back here. Okay, now anything that you heart in the recipe library, you'll be able to find your favorites right there. And then if you want to add a new recipe to the website, you can do that right here. But before you just go adding recipes, you need to start a conversation with Kim Shibboleth, our food guru, on the Shibboleth Facebook group called Shibboleth Fixed It. Okay, the Shibboleth Fixed It group. And then y'all can have a conversation about how to make sure that that recipe that you're wanting to make it be a Shibboleth approved is just right. Then she'd probably say, okay, head on over to this page and add it. And you can do that from right there. Okay, there's some filters here. I'm going to click on that in just a second and show you what that is. But then obviously there's a search bar. We've got a search bar to make everything easy on most pages on here. And then if you are looking at this on a phone, you're going to see it like you're seeing this on the right-hand side of the screen, just a long list of sections. You know how when you buy a cookbook, it's done by sections. This is no different. This is a digital cookbook, and it's done by sections right here. So if you just wanted to quickly go to side dishes, you can go there. You can quickly go to main dishes there. Right below that, we have our recently added section. The recently added section is a very great place to go weekly if you like to look at the recipes, because this is going to be the hottest and newest recipes that have been added to the Shibboleth website. So go ahead and check out those right over there. What was funny is a couple of weeks ago, I had somebody say to me, whoever this Brenda is, her food's good. So it's anytime you see Brenda's, you know, and you've liked something with Brenda's before, you might want to check out what Brenda's is. And Mike's beef stroganoff, I'm going to right click that and open it in a new tab. That's my friend Don Lyons' husband. So I'm going to see what he likes to perfect his recipes and then put them in the website. I told her to tell him that he's published. He's a published author of recipes now. But if you are also looking at this on a computer, like you're seeing my view tonight, or if you are looking at it on a tablet or an iPad, you're going to see this the way it looks down the center. You've got your sections here, just like you do over here, but then also listed right underneath that is every recipe that's in that section. So it's a nice little quick and easy glance, and you can just kind of scroll through there and see what looks good. And then eventually you would come down to breakfast foods, and so forth. Okay, so let me click now on this filters. I want you to see how these filters work. When you click there on the filters, it's going to list out every recipe in the entire recipe library. You have these 5 filters at the top: cooking for 1 to 2 people, cooking for family, crock pot, few ingredients, and no bake. Now, some of these are going to fall into multiple filters. And then you'll also see that there is a weight loss meter for the recipe library. Okay, so let's do this real quick and easy. What do y'all want me to look up? Y'all want me to look up cooking for 1 to 2 people, the family, crock pot, few ingredients, or no bake? Which one do you want me to pick tonight? I'll do the first one I see, either on Zoom or Facebook. Family, cooking for family. Okay, so we're going to cook for the family. So what I did was I clicked cooking for the family, and this one right here is now green. Do you see how that is green? That means that filter is chosen. Now, at this point, if I really only want to see recipes that are cooking for the family, and I can do the 1 to 2, Angela, I'll look up that one too. But I want to see what is at least a negative number on the weight loss meter. Do you see how I'm setting the weight loss meter to that? I'm going to hit set. Now it's going to regenerate my list, and I am not being a happy clicker. See how it took a second to generate? That's just because there's so much data for it to go through. So once you've clicked, remove your hand. Otherwise, if you keep clicking, you're going to end up somewhere. You know, you've done that many times. I know I have. So let's don't be a happy clicker. So now it's going to show me everything that's a negative number. Well, I'm all about organizing things and looking at them in an organized way. So I've kind of brought a larger list down to a smaller list to just a little bit smaller list. But let's say that I want to see these weight loss meter in order, because right now I've got -2, -1, -2, -2, -3, and so forth. I click right here, and it's going to reorganize them and put them in order. Now I'm starting with the best of the best. Okay. Well, at this point, this is where I might come over here and go, ooh, how many likes does something have? Now, what I want you to know about these likes, what I have found is things that have in the 500 and up likes, they've been in the recipe library for a while. So it's kind of fun to try those in the beginning, but never be afraid of trying something that doesn't have very many likes, because what if it was a recipe that was just put in last week and is absolutely delicious? Okay, so it's just kind of a good way in the beginning to kind of say, okay, I bet you this one will be good. A lot of people have said they liked it. So let's have a look at this crock pot ranch pork chops. It's in the main dish category. And there's a picture of it. As you can see, I've already given it a 5-star rating. And then I've hearted it before, and there's where you can see that the 874 other people have liked it. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. Okay, we come down here, and this is actually in cooking for family, crock pot, and few ingredients. So it's 1 can of cream of chicken, 98% fat-free soup, 1 packet of dry ranch dressing mix, and 1 to 2 pound package of center cut pork loin chops. Now, let's just say that you're just not that familiar with center cut pork loin chops. You don't remember if it is category 1. You don't know if it's category 4. You just don't know. I love that we have layer after layer after layer of education in this website. They didn't just leave you this information. They give you the links to, let's say you want to go, oh, it's a category 1. I know that's a lean protein, and you'll know that. Let's say that you go, I don't even know what dry ranch mix is. You could click here, and there you can see an image of it. Oh, it's a condiment. Okay, it's also considered a salad dressing. Oh, so that's just a really great way to, I love that everything is linked in here. And then you got your directions. Then you'll have your serving notes. And what's really great about the serving notes is it tells you how to journal it. It also tells you, what your serving portion would be and all of that. Now, one tip about looking up about cooking things, come down here and read some of these comments below. Now, if a recipe's been in the recipe library for a very long time, you're going to get a good amount of comments down below. I have found that the comments help me make good decisions in cooking. I am not much of a chef, but when I read these things, they help prepare me for a better cooking experience. So if you've got comments down there, go ahead and read those. And if you have a comment to make, you can add it there and hit post, and yours will be down there. So let's say that I do want to make this recipe. I can then click right here. Now, what is so cool about this is every recipe required ingredient will pop itself into the grocery list with the click of a button. It's so cool. So I just added that whole thing there. Okay, so now for the fun of it, let's go back to these filters and click 1 to 2 people. Angela wanted to see that. Now you can see that the 1 to 2 people has been chosen. Now, and you can look these up by, let's say you wanted to look up dumplings, make chicken and dumplings. You could look the word dumpling up in this search bar or this search bar and find those types of things. I'm just showing you this way. Lots of different ways to search in this recipe library. Okay, so we're in cooking for 1 to 2 people. And like I said, I like to make it be the more negative numbers just so I have a smaller list to choose from. I can always expand the size of my list if I don't see something I want to try, but I like to look at these. And now I'm going to put this in order, numerical order. All right, we got our -3s here and so forth. So let's come down here and look at, I want to see what an overstuffed egg roll taco is. And if y'all see something that you want to look at, please tell me, I'll click on it. But overstuffed egg roll taco, I've never looked at this one. Okay, it's a -2 on the weight loss meter. 16 people have said they have hearted it, but I want to show you this too, because I didn't show this on the last one. You can print this. There you go. You can print it. What I would do with it is then 3-hole punch it and put it in a binder in my kitchen. Okay, so this is cooking for 1 to 2 people. So you would need 1/8 of a cup of fat-free chicken broth, 4 ounces of shredded cabbage, 1/8 cup of alfalfa sprouts, 1/8 of a cup chopped celery, 1/4 cup chopped scallion, 1/8 of a cup finely chopped portobello mushroom, 1 tablespoon Bragg's liquid amino, 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1/2 pinch sea salt, 1 pinch of pepper. I don't know how you get 1/2 pinch. 4 ounces of 96% lean or better ground turkey, and 1 category 2 tortilla. Okay, So we've got a couple of category 2s. I just like to scan for this. Category 2s, the cabbage is a category 2, the alfalfa sprouts, the celery, the scallions. Now, I don't like scallions. I'd probably leave those out. And I could still do that because there's enough category 2s in there. The portobello mushroom is a category 2. We're getting lots of category 2s. And even the Olay Extreme Wellness High Fiber Tortilla is a category 2. Where are we getting our category 1 lean protein? This 96% lean or better ground turkey. And if you want to look at any of these things and learn more about it, you just click on the link. Okay, so it gives you the directions. Stir fry all ingredients except the tortilla in a wok or large skillet on medium heat until everything is cooked down and tender, about 15 minutes. When the filling has the desired consistency, place in a category 2 tortilla. If you desire more flavor, you can add Bragg's liquid amino. Warning, this is a very full and occasionally overflowing taco. That sounds fun. Keep your plate under the taco and don't be shy about eating what falls on the plate. Well, how fun is that? What falls on the plate, though, typically is just eaten with a fork. On Friday nights when I go over the restaurant categories, I always laugh when we go over Mexican food, and it says, well, what doesn't fit in your tortilla can be eaten with a fork. And I was like, just those small things, somebody pointing out to me, eat it with a fork, because I would have eaten it with a chip, but now I eat it with a fork. It's the simplest things that make a difference. But this is a category 1 and 2. And look, this recipe makes 1 serving. So if you just wanted to make yourself something delicious, you could do that. If you want to make it for more than 1 person, you can double, triple, quadruple the recipe. And if you want to make a comment, you could do that and make that comment there. Let's say that I want to add this. Actually, I think that might sound good. I'm going to give that a heart. I'm going to add this to my grocery list, and I'm going to hit right there. Okay, so let's have a look at some of those other things I clicked on earlier. Mike's beef stroganoff. So 1.5 cans of Campbell's beef consomme, 1 pound of 96% lean beef, half of a sweet onion sliced, fresh mushrooms sliced, half a bag of carbonara egg noodles. I didn't go over pasta on Tuesday night like I told y'all I would, but carbonara noodles are a category 1, 2, and 3. So this actually means that it has enough lean protein, fibrous carbs, and energy carbs in it to have all 3. So what that tells me is we are not going to use any meat that comes from a category 4 protein plus fat because of this category 3 right here. 12 ounces of fat-free plain Greek yogurt and 2 tablespoons of Carb Quick. And so we have our instructions, and then we have our serving notes. Use the 2-hand rule. And this is a 1 + 2 + 3 + condiment. And it was submitted by my friend Dawn. And I think that I want to heart that. I think I'm going to add that to my grocery list. And there we go. So now let's have a look. See, we're getting close to Thanksgiving. This butternut squash might be a really great option instead of sweet potato casserole. And the other day, Patricia Hurt and I were talking at the Kennesaw Shibby shop, and we said that the squash casserole just needs, whatever you make for squash on Thanksgiving, this needs to be switched over to the squash casserole in the website because it's just as good or even better, she said. All right, let's have a look at this. 2 cups of cooked and mashed butternut squash, which, by the way, I didn't think I would like, but I do. And it's a category 2, whereas your sweet potato is a category 3. 1 egg white, half a cup of fat-free cheddar cheese, half a cup of Kraft fat-free or Hellmann's low-fat mayo, half a cup chopped onion, 1 piece of category 2 bread, toasted and crumbled, a 1/4 cup of melted ghee butter, 1/4 cup of pecans, and a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. All that sounds good to me. Mix the first 5 ingredients and pour into an 8x8 baking dish. Mix the last 4 ingredients and spread over the top. My favorite part. Bake at 350 for 45 minutes. That sounds good. And this is a category 6 plus a category 1 plus a category 2 plus a condiment. That is an approved combination. Obviously, it wouldn't be in here if it wasn't. But the 6 is where you get in your pecan halves and your sunflower seeds. And your 1 is the fat-free cheese and then the egg white. And then the 2 is your butternut squash and the proper category 2 bread right there. And then a condiment is where you're getting your Hellman's low-fat mayonnaise and the ghee butter. Well, that's really a cooking oil. So that's a 1 plus 2 plus C. And I'm going to add that to my grocery list. And let's look at this one. Martha's Fresh Pumpkin Pie. 1 tablespoon of Carb Quick. If you don't have Carb Quick yet, I would go into our store, and in our store, I would search for Recipe Starter Kit. In a Recipe Starter Kit, you're going to get Carb Quick, ghee butter, and the Zero Drag 100% MCT oil. Why do you want to go ahead and have those 3 things at your home? Even if you're not quite ready to use Carb Quick or ghee butter or something like that, it is just better to have these things at your house in your pantry or in your cabinet so that it's there. When you come across a recipe and you go, oh man, I have everything except the ghee butter, or I have everything except the Carb Quick. It's better just to go ahead and get it. That way you've got it and you can quickly and easily make a recipe that you've got. So you can get that and just have it as a staple. Since I started Shibboleth, I have not bought anything except Zero Drag 100% MCT oil, and I've never bought any other flour or anything. In fact, I make they aren't approved, but when I make chocolate chip cookies with the Nestle Toll House chocolate chips, I use Carb Quick instead of flour. Everybody compliments. I don't tell them that it's not flour. They all compliment my cookies. And I'm just using Carb Quick instead. Now, they're not approved, but I still figure making it with Carb Quick rather than regular flour is better than the other. And it's just as good. 1 tablespoon Carb Quick, 1 tablespoon pumpkin pie spice, 1 tablespoon Truvia brown sugar blend, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, half a cup of Carb Master milk, half a teaspoon of salt, 12 packets of stevia in the raw, 2 slightly beaten egg whites, and 4 cups of cooked fresh pumpkin puree or canned 100% pumpkin. So anyway, you follow the directions there, and that sounds good to me. A serving is 1/6 of a pie, and it can be a category 2 and a condiment side. You're getting to 8 pumpkin pies a side? I'll take it. Or a snack. And you could even put 2 tablespoons of a tablespoon or 2 of fat-free Cool Whip or fat-free Ready Whip on top. Yay. You know what I ate the other day as a meal? Bread pudding, because the way that we make bread pudding will help you, not hurt you. So I'm going to add this to my grocery list. And you know what I thought might be a good idea? Watch this. I'm going to do something. I'm going to make a new grocery list. Thanksgiving 2021. And then I think I might move this grocery list to a week out. And I just added that to my grocery list. I need to go back and add that other one to my grocery list. Okay, so let's go ahead and look up some dips for Eloise. All right, so we're back. We're here. Do you see what changed? The pictures. So when you go back through, if you see something else that you like, just go ahead and right click and open in a new window. And now I'm just going to put in dip. I'm going to put in simple word to try to get as much to pull up as possible. And I'm not being a happy clicker. I'm letting it do its job. Dip. Okay, so I'm going to come down here. 50 entries, Eloise, with dips. Now I am going to do the weight loss meter. This is just out of curiosity thing. Do the weight loss meter. Now you'll see right here that these two don't have a weight loss meter. These may have been in the website for a while because, you know, when Travis comes up with new ideas that he thinks will help us, they get instituted into the website. but some things were in there before that, and we just haven't gotten back to everything to do that. So if you're curious about what the weight loss meter would be, you can just add a comment at the bottom. What would the weight loss meter be on this? And someone will answer you. All right, so Eloise, if you're still on there, what would you like for me to look up? You want to look up a ranch chicken dip? Oh, how about turkey sausage and rotel dip? Peanut butter cream cheese dip. Okay, Patricia wants to see buffalo chicken dip. Awesome, Michelle. I see Michelle commented over on Facebook. Loves this feature. Yes, it's wonderful. Okay, the buffalo chicken dip. So it's a -1 on the weight loss meter. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, 1 cup of buffalo sauce, 1 cup of fat-free ranch, 16 ounces of fat-free cream cheese, 1 pound of chicken breast, 2 cups of fat-free shredded cheese. Boil chicken and shred, layer 9 by 13 pan with the cream cheese, layer shredded chicken on top of that, pour buffalo and ranch over the chicken, layer fat-free cheese on top, bake at 350 until cheese is bubbly. Half a cup as a snack or up to 1 cup as a meal. That's what I think is fun, is that we can eat things that we thought before of only as a snack. We just eat them as a meal. I think that's fun. This counts as a category 1 plus condiment. Have it alone or with category 2 veggies, homemade tortilla chips or homemade pita chips. And then, you've got some comments below that I always suggest reading. So if that sounds good to you, just add it to your grocery list. And then, I don't know, did Eloise leave me? I don't know. Okay, so let's go back. I want to look up I want to see, y'all want to look up this one, apple pie cheesecake dip. So a 0-calorie sweetener to taste, 1 cup Walden Farms apple butter, half a tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 2 cups low-fat cottage cheese, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Place all the ingredients in a blender or food processor and blend until smooth. Pour into a dish, cover with plastic, and refrigerate overnight. You can serve with a package of Fiber Gourmet Thinables. Guess what? Fiber Gourmet Thinables are no longer being made. So I'm going to have that removed. But you could probably serve with another category 2 cracker. Half a cup as your snack. You can eat this alone, or you might consider serving it with Fiber Gourmet crackers, celery sticks. There's our other options. Celery sticks or homemade cinnamon crisps. I might be likely to make myself some homemade cinnamon crisps. You can find the recipe for cinnamon crisps in the recipe library. So let's say we want to add that to our grocery list. All righty. Well, I hope that y'all have enjoyed looking at that. We're going to pop off of the recipe library, and we have familiarized ourselves with the recipe library, and we also added recipes from the recipe library to a grocery list. So we did all of that. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to check out our created grocery list. Each grocery list can be customized before going shopping. When a full recipe is added to the grocery list, it adds every item needed. You may already have some staples at home. When you look at your grocery list, you can edit the items you do not need to purchase at the store. Notice how each item in the grocery list is listed by category. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. So we're clicking here. And again, just like many other of our features, they are in the green tab. So when you're not working your way through the organized, methodical curriculum of Fast Track, you'll find that the grocery store tool right here in this green button. So that we were creating this Kroger list tonight. And just look at that. It put everything into its own category, which I consider another layer of learning. You've got your list, you've got this everything together. And it just helps to see all these things until this information has become internalized and part of what you do, just like the ABCs are in your life. All of this is something we should have been learning all along with the ABCs. This will become internalized too. But in the beginning, it's always helpful to see these layers of education. So we've got all of our lean proteins, our fibrous carbs, energy carbs, superfoods. We've got our condiments there, freebies, spices and seasonings, cooking oils and healthy fats. Got all those listed. But what I want to show you, and this was a special feature requested by my friend Rhonda Delady, and we turned it into development, and they did it. Now the recipes that you added go right here. That's very helpful, because what she said was that she was putting recipes into the grocery list, but then she couldn't remember what recipe they went with. So now the recipes are also just popped in down at the bottom, so you'll know what you were trying to make, which is very helpful. Okay, so let's say that you're looking at this grocery list and you're like, okay, you're scanning down through here and you go, okay, yeah, I need all of that. And then you scan down through here and you go, oh, I've got Carb Quick at home in my pantry. I don't need any of that. You remove it. You can, that's what I'm talking about. You can customize what you've got. Okay, I need all that. I need all that. Okay, let's say I already have Frank's hot buffalo wing sauce and plenty of it in my refrigerator. I'm just going to remove that. Let's see. Let's say I already have Hellmann's low-fat mayonnaise at home. I'm going to remove that. And then we got salt, black pepper, and sea salt. I don't know if these things specifically needed sea salt or just with salt would work, but if you wanted to remove one of those, you could. So this is just kind of a way to customize. Most people already have vanilla extract in their spice and cabinet. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. That kind of thing. I was just trying to show you how that works. So you can customize this before you go to the grocery store. Well, then what you can do is you can print it and you can take it to the grocery store, and then your pen, check, check, check. You can get all of that. And if you end up, did you see that grocery list that I created a minute ago called Thanksgiving 2021? This is teachery, I know, but let's say that you print that and you put it down into a sleeve, like a sleeve protector, and you end up having this is your favorite stuff every year. You could take a dry erase marker to the store and check all that off, and then every single year just wipe it off and turn the page in your binder, and you've got that. I know I'm way too teachery. Okay, but let's say that all of a sudden you remembered an item that you need to add to the grocery list. The grocery list. You can click right there. It'll take you to the food library. And let's say that you needed to pick up some water. You're running out of water bottles. You want to get your water, and you want it to make sure it's on your list so that you don't forget it. Let's pull up water, and boom. Going to add that to my Kroger list. It'll be on there when I go back to that list. Now, one thing I like to show on my phone is that this is accessible through the mobile friendly website. So I have a little square that's a folder of all Shibboleth things. I share everything to my home screen that is a favorite on Shibboleth, and then I pull it all together in a folder. And so I'm going to click on my grocery list. I'm going to click on my grocery list, and you'll see that it's going to pull up what we were just looking at. See, there's my grocery list. Now I'm going to click on that Kroger grocery list. It pulls up exactly what you were seeing on the screen. Now, if you don't want to print this out and you don't mind that you don't have your list in the end, or maybe you print it and leave it at home, but you don't want to take your list to the grocery store. Let's say that once you put egg whites into your buggy, you can hit the remove button and hit remove. And I don't know about you, but I really prefer things leaving my list even without scratching out, because I have to kind of look around all the scratches that I've made on my grocery list. So that's just kind of fun. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it works and you can. So I certainly hope that you have enjoyed what you have seen tonight. Y'all, this is absolutely the best lifestyle I have ever found in my entire life. This is something that I had always kind of secretly hoped was out there, but hadn't gotten my hands on it. And when I got my hands on it, I thought, wait a minute, this is just really the education that we've always needed to know. This is not a crazy diet. This is not spending thousands of dollars on, medications and other things like that. This is literally learning how to eat, which we should have learned a long, 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 long time ago, and the standards by which to conduct ourselves each day. And it helped me lose 50 pounds. I've been maintaining that for 2 years now. I absolutely love teaching this as part of the ministry that we do. All we want is we want God's people to be able to live a healthy life and take care of the temple. He gives you one body to live in while you're here on earth. Let's make it be a good body to live in. Let's be able to move around and to do what we want to do for his sake and his glory. So yay, Angela, she says she feels the same way. So excited about this. Yes. Awesome, Phyllis. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You're welcome. Thank y'all for being here with me on a Wednesday night. I'm actually at my church. I just taught Bible study upstairs, and now I run downstairs to the prayer room and do this on Wednesday nights. Hey, Jennifer, loved attending class tonight just because. I'm glad you were here. You're welcome, Jennifer. You're welcome. But if you don't have a membership yet, please get one at shibbolethdeals.com. shibbolethdeals.com. And if you're a member, please bring a buddy with you on this Shibboleth journey. I mean, to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk with your friends is really a great thing. So tell them about the Shibboleth lifestyle too. We would love to help them if they have a willing and wanting heart. Y'all have a great night. Tomorrow night, we're going to go over void replacements, which include things like freebies, extras, snacks, and meal replacements. And the next time that I will see you will be tomorrow morning for the Shibby Show on the public Facebook Shibboleth page. Hey, you're welcome, Julie. And we will have a time of morning motivation, daily devotion, and focus for the day. Hope to see you there. Bye, everybody.